Greetings, nerds! I'm Matt Lieberman. The Walking Dead is arguably the biggest show on television between its record-breaking ratings and its beyond rabid fanbase. The zombie apocalypse and how to survive it are undeniably a lot to chew on, but the show's intimate scope leaves viewers with a lot of questions. Like, what does the rest of the world look like? How did each country and continent fall? And most importantly, how many people are left alive on the planet? Creator Robert Kirkman has been notoriously cagey on these answers, so I did the beyond stupid thing that only a nerd would do. I challenged myself to figure out, mathematically, how many people are left walking around among the dead. And in my research, I did find a lot of information, but when we get down the road to like where the show is now, it gets harder and harder to make absolutely sure how many people are there. So there's a lot of information, and then there's some extrapolation. So know that there's a fair amount of assumption involved in my final number. Cool? Okay, cool. So where do you even start trying to figure this out? Well, first things first in any investigation, examine the evidence and establish a timeline. Now, way back in the first season, we met Dr. Jenner, played by Noah Emmerich. He established that the earliest case of zombism appeared 194 days prior to when we meet him in episode 5, and that it had been 63 days since the zombie virus had gone global. The details of those days have been scrapped together between flashbacks, anecdotes, and the Walking Dead Torn Apart web series, as well as the bulk of season 1. For reference, Rick woke up in the hospital on day 59. This is all well and good, but none of it actually points us to when the world fell, which is crucial when trying to determine global population. However, we totally have those answers. Yeah, I got them. You're welcome. In the pilot of Fear the Walking Dead, we effectively establish a window for the beginning of the zombie outbreak, the winter of 2012. What? Lieberman, that makes no sense! The Walking Dead premiered in 2010, you big dumb idiot! Get off my computer and/or phone! No! Evidence! Characters are seen using Apple products, namely the iPad 2 and iPhone 4S, which were released on March 25th and October 25th, 2011, respectively. On top of that, extras all over the show are seen wearing winter apparel like jackets and hoodies, and some of the trees are shown without leaves at a local park. However, we don't see any signage at the school indicating upcoming holidays. That eliminates November and December. Therefore, the earliest that zombies could have started shuffling around is in January of 2012. Madison, the show's star, establishes that 5 states have had cases of the zombie virus before Fear the Walking Dead's pilot began, which means that day 1 could have fallen any time between January 1st and 31st. For simplicity's sake, let's say that the median day in that range, January 15th, was the start of the outbreak. According to the Walking Dead Wikia community, 614 days have passed since then on the show. Fun fact, that means that Rick woke up in the hospital on May 25th, 2012, and that the series is currently taking place in early December 2013. That number and timeline are thoroughly mapped out on the Walking Dead Wikia, which is totally worth checking out. That brings us to our question. How many people are alive in the world of The Walking Dead right now? Because of Fear the Walking Dead, we know that the outbreak began in January of 2012. At the end of 2011, the Population Reference Bureau calculated that 6,986,951,000 people were alive on the planet. Now, in issue 10 of The Walking Dead, creator Robert Kirkman established that zombies outnumber humans 5,000 to 1. Using that ratio, we can determine that roughly 1,397,390 people, just 0.0002% of the entire global population, are alive when the zombie virus goes global. Instantly, we can take that number and extrapolate further using the humans that we've seen on The Walking Dead as a sample group. Yeah, I know it's a small sample group, guys, but it's all we got, so just listen. We've seen or heard about 347 characters and witnessed 252 deaths so far on the series. That means that 72.6% of people on the show have died, and only 27.4% of them are still alive. If we assume that that ratio holds true across the planet, at least on average, between walkers and human threats, only 382,885 people are left across the entire world. That's less than the population of Arlington, Texas, spread out across a planet. A planet. So our intrepid survivors should get comfy in Alexandria, because the whole global civilization coming back together thing, it doesn't really look likely. So now I want to hear from you. How many people do you think are alive on the Walking Dead world? Let us know down in the comments below. Like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to SourceFedNERD yet, you absolutely should. We do amazing content 7 days a week. I'm Matt Lieberman, and I'll see you next time.
Today I'm gonna talk about who this Cable guy is and what might happen if he pops up in Deadpool 2. Cable's first appearance was in 1990 in New Mutants number 87, the same series that brought us Deadpool.